In this video we're going to have a look at an LED light. This is a Downlight Deta brand from Bunnings, and like most LED lighting, even when it's a downlight, it doesn't last very long. I think this is around 3 years old. I thought I'd try and beat the rubbish LED light bulb plague by getting rid of the old light fittings, since the replacements for incandescent globes that you just plug in don't last in like glass fittings that are sealed and all the rest. They can't handle heat, so they last even less time than a incandescent globe. So I thought I'd beat it by getting rid of the fitting altogether and putting a downlight in, and now the downlight's playing up, so we might just have a quick look, see if we can actually open this thing up and see what's failed in it. Maybe the power supply or something. But this one does still work, but it just takes a while to come on. And of course it made a liar out of me. I started it up earlier. It was actually just, when I turned it on, it would take a couple of seconds to even light up. So has it got an intermittent problem? Guess we might as well find out whether you can get into it. But it was taking a while, then it would sort of come on dimly and flicker before finally coming right. But it looks like taking it out of the ceiling and replacing it with another one has made it work again. But I am getting rather sick of LED lights being such a pain. We never had so much trouble with lights. Even incandescent globes, which blow from time to time, were nowhere near as annoying as these things seem to be. Probably because these are meant to last. But they are also a lot more expensive and just a waste of money, basically. And it had a lot of e-waste, well that screw's kind of buggered. Is there another one here somewhere? What am I missing? Or is it just a clip? Here we go, and there we have it, a bulgy capacitor. That's what I was wondering. So maybe it reformed, but I guarantee that is the fault. But it looks like it's least repairable, but this is a problem. They have crappy capacitors that don't like the heat. You got it right next to a resistor that probably runs hot, and right next to the switch mode transistor. Another capacitor here. So yeah, typical sort of made out of rubbish parts like everything, and everything runs hot regardless. I thought up in the ceiling space these would be a bit better off. I don't think where this one is has even had insulation put in around it, because there's a skylight and I can't get the strip of roofing off. Got no voltage on that cap, got to check that. Yeah, this little thing here looks bulgy. I guess we can check with the ESR meter. Check both of them. But I mean, it's getting a bit ridiculous at this stage, having to repair these things all the time. At least these you just get a socket put in the ceiling and then you can just unplug them, pop them out, unplug them, throw them away. Somewhere I did keep a spare one. I did get some of that out of that old, or out of that restaurant that was burnt. I think I got about 7 brand new ones out of there, still in the packet. This was an 11 watt, I think. 12 watt. So this was quite a bit brighter. The other one was a 9 watt that I got for free. So at least it's easy to just get on a chair and stand on a chair and replace them. So that's one good thing about them. Not a hard job to do something about it, but this has got plenty of air above it, so it shouldn't have run particularly hot. This one does do a few hours though, admittedly. Tends to be run in the evening as the laundry light, and just left on for several hours every evening. Now where is it? It's those 2 pins there. I guess we'll check it first for voltage. Next we'll have to put heat sinks on our capacitors and stuff and mount them outside the unit or something. 4.4, it is a 100 microfarads. I think it's a bit high for 100 microfarad, yeah. Should be more like 0.32, is it 25 volts or something? 35 I think. 35 at 100, should be 0.32, so there's likely our fault. I suspected that's what it was going to be. Can I fit one of my big 63s in there? Because I would actually like to fit a bigger capacitor in there. I mean, maybe we need to drill some holes in this plastic and let the heat out, because that's kind of what they probably want. I must admit I'd be tempted to drill a couple of holes in the side of it. I mean, you might get a bit of dust or a bit of, I doubt any insects or anything are going to be up there. Because there's no point fixing something with the same sort of crap that it was made out of the first time. Now the negative is on the outside of the board. Just wobble this one out if we can get it to melt. Probably lead-free solder, I guess. That's got it. Is it a double-sided board? It might be. Sure stinks. Well, I guess we can just have a look at any of those with cut off leads. Probably not. Is it even going to fit in there? I don't think it's going to fit flush onto the board because it's offset, because it's hitting on this thing. And if you bend the leads too much, it might not do it any good anyway. And I think I'm just going to have to solder it in. Cut the leads, see if it fits. It's going to be touch and go, I think. Don't think you'd have to worry about any condensation or anything dropping on it, but that's always a risk in a roof space if it's a metal roof, which is one reason to try and keep it waterproof. But some of these things here, they actually have proper heat sinks on it. Looks like this one's just a fake heat sink. It's plastic. So that was one of the reasons I thought maybe these would do a bit better. But of course, if the heat sink isn't real, I think the early ones had metal heat sinks on them. These later ones are left to themselves, I guess. And this is what happens. Looks like we've got a fuse under a bit of heat shrink, heat shrink tubing. Where'd the other screw go? I've lost sight of it. Oh, it's under the cap. Oh well, we can't put that in either with the... I'd almost be tempted to leave this thing sitting up a bit anyway. You'd probably do it some good. Oh, we can get it closed. Comes on. Well, I'll have to try it, but I'm betting that's fixed it. And yeah, one thing, I don't want to drill into it while it's together. And if they're only small holes, we don't have to worry about anything but a tiny ant crawling in there, which is unlikely that it would. But you never know what. You've got to think about all those sort of crazy scenarios, I guess. So where's that capacitor? That's the transistor there. It almost wants a couple of holes drilling. I might do it, I think. If I put a couple of holes, I guess we'll mark it. A couple of holes on the side there. Where else is that? I guess we could try and do that capacitor. Maybe a couple of holes here somewhere. Well, let's not do it where that thing is. Well, yeah, I'm not going to worry that anyway, I don't think, but if I do on either side of that capacitor, and we've got a bigger capacitor, might even put a couple... I mean, it's not like anyone's up there going to poke wires in it or anything. I think something like that. I guess I could even put a couple more opposite the other side. Why not? Yeah, new and improved with better capacitor and ventilation. Deta Downlight. Probably cost the whole $10, but not much point buying another one when it's just going to do the same thing probably. So yeah, we've got a little bit of ventilation. Yeah, that screw, I'll see if I can screw it back in, but it just chewed the plastic out, I think. And that's got clips there, so that's not going to do anything. Oh, I'm going to go and put that back in the ceiling and see if it lasts. But it goes to show, if you can be bothered doing it yourself. And yeah, if I didn't have a spare one, I almost would have had to do it, because it's a bit of a pain having a faulty light. But if you do install downlights, of course, buy an extra one, so if one dies you can just swap it over, put it where you normally keep your spare light bulbs. And that is the one good thing about these, is they unplug easily, so it's a bit messier because you tend to get plaster dust all over you and stuff, and possibly dust falling out of the ceiling space. But I reckon that'll keep it going. Stop it flickering and being dim at startup, which is a good sign it's a capacitor. I guess this was warm enough because I only plugged it in like half an hour ago, or turned it on half an hour ago to see if it was still faulty. Because it basically just, last night was the first time I noticed. I thought before it gets dark I better swap a different one over. But I guess it's one less piece of e-waste around the place. And yeah, I don't think there's anything there. Maybe that little transistor you get heatsink, but of course you don't want to put heat sinks on anything in there because it's all live, so we don't want metal touching anything. But I think with a few holes like that, that should be enough just to let a bit of that heat disappear out the unit, and hopefully that cap will last a bit longer. So I might actually, what I should have done when I put it in, repair, and I forgot what the date is. What's it about? The 15th and the 10th. 25 will do. So I'll put a date on it of when it was done. And something else might fail in the meantime, or that LED might go dim or go all purple like they tend to do, because the phosphorus burnt away or whatever, and you're just getting the infrared LED back to its original state basically. But be interesting to see if we can beat the system and actually keep this thing going long enough to at least get a bit of money's worth. I mean, it only costs you like $1 a year or something to run an incandescent if one blew once a year. And this, I think, was more like $15 or something. So it's got to last 15 years. It's now cost me, I don't know what these caps are these days, but they've gone up in price a bit, but let's say $1 there. And I guess with the labour, it's kind of, I'm not going to get my money's worth out of it unless it lasts about 30 years now, probably. But we might as well see if we can get some of this potential e-waste repaired rather than just cutting the cord off and throwing it in the rubbish. So it'll be interesting to see how long that one lasts. But thanks for watching.